Alright, as always, I love throwing in questions involving graphs. So usually with a graph, we're looking at either the slope of the line or the area. Now, if we're looking at this mess, I can see pretty quickly that slope is not constant by any means. So chances are here we are looking at the area. And we are looking at up until a time of 6 seconds. So that's important. Don't do it for the entire graph. We're only doing it up until we get to 6 seconds. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to count boxes because the scale on the y-axis and the scale on the x-axis is the same. And so I'm just going to count off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 12 boxes that are above, and I have one box that's below. So what that's going to come out to is positive 12, but minus 1. So the net here is equal to 11. And we're doing force times time. So what is that? Force times time, that would be equal to newtons times seconds. Newton seconds. Alright, so now we have to figure out, well, what do we have? We did force times time. We did F times T, and we know that that is equal to 11 Newton seconds. Now, here's where we're going to have to be a little bit creative. So, what can I do to translate this into something kinematics? Well, we know that force is equal to mass times acceleration. So we know F is equal to m times a. Alright, so if I'm solving for a, then that means force divided by mass would give me a. And so we can translate our number a little bit. We would do force over mass that would give me acceleration. And that's going to translate into acceleration times time. So thinking back to kinematics, I know acceleration times time, that's equal to a change in velocity. And that we can do something with. Okay, so let's go ahead and translate this a little bit. So we have our number, we have 11, and that's for Ft. We need to divide that by mass. So 11 divided by, my mass is 0.59. Alright, so that gives me 18.64. And that is our velocity in meters per second. That's not my answer, that is just one step before. So the question's asking us for the kinetic energy, which we know is half the mass times velocity squared. So we know our mass, so my mass is 0.59. And I just found my velocity was 18.64. And I'm going to square that. And so I can calculate the kinetic energy, and that's going to give me 102.5. That'll be my answer.